Hey guys, Mike here with Old Iron. I'm working on my son's truck today. We're doing the heads on it, and I figured I was going to do a quick video and show you guys how to torque down the heads on a small block Chevy. Now I've got it drawn up here. I'm not really sure if you guys can see it with the camera. I've got so much crap in here. This is as close as I can get the camera. But I've got a set of dummy heads down on the floor, and I'll take you off the tripod in a minute, and I'll give you a close-up of what I'm looking at here. So you've got three sequences of torque that you want to do on your heads. Okay, first off, you want to use new head bolts. Don't reuse the old head bolts unless they're like ARPs or something like that you can. Most of your Felpros and I think Melling makes them, and any other brand besides ARP that I know of, I wouldn't reuse. Okay, because they'll stretch into place once you torque them, and then when you take them off and put the new ones or put the old ones back on, there's a chance that they're just not going to torque right. Now, some people are going to argue that point, but I'll tell you what, for an extra 40 bucks or whatever, it's about 40 bucks if I'm not mistaken, for a set of head bolts, I'd rather just go ahead and buy a new set of head bolts. That way I know I don't have any issues. All right. Second thing, get a good torque wrench. Okay. Now, I've got this one here. All right. And I've used it before on heads, and I shouldn't have. And I think that's why the truck's sitting behind you. Now, it's just a Harbor Freight dial torque. Okay. Here's my realization. All right. If you pay $20 for a torque wrench, it's going to do a $20 job. It's that simple. So, get a decent torque wrench. You know what I mean? Out of all the tools in your toolbox, you want to spend money on any of your machinist tools. If you've got bore gauges, calipers, torque wrenches, spend the extra money, get better grade. Okay? Don't cheap out like I did originally. But you've got three different torques that you're going to do on the head bolts. Once you get them all in, kind of seat them down. Don't crank on them, just seat them down. All right, your first one's 25 foot-pounds. You'll do your sequence, which I'll show you in a minute. And then when you get done with both the heads doing that, you jump up to 45. You run through all the bolts again in sequence. And then your final is 65 for a small block Chevy. Or at least, 88 to 98? Don't quote me on that. But small block Chevy. Now, you've got 17 head bolts on each side. Okay? This is inside your head, and this is the ones on the outside of the head. There's your exhaust ports. I'm not an artist. Alright? You start right in the middle. That's your number one. And then you jump up. You got two. You come down to the outside, below the exhaust ports. You got 3 and 4. You jump back up. You got 5. Then you jump over here, you got 6, and what you're basically doing is you're doing a circle and you're working towards the outside. All right, you can pull up the torque sequence online anywhere. Get a Haynes manual, get a Chilton's manual, whatever. They'll have the torque sequence for the vehicle that you're working on in the torque specs. All right, but this is the one that we need for the 350 behind you. So I'll take you off of here real quick and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't know if you can see this on this camera. I'm using new cameras and I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to use them. So it's a learning process, and it's got a screen, but the screen's real small, so you look real small, or what I'm looking at looks real small. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, so I'll take you off and I'll show you the dummy head down here. Alright, here's a small block Chevy head. That's your number one right there. You got 1, then you got 2, then you hop down here, you got 3 and 4, then you got 5, 6, and you just keep going around and around, and it works towards the outsides. And you want to do that with your 25 foot-pounds, then you want to do it with your 45 foot-pounds, and you want to finish off with your 65 foot-pounds. And it's pretty much as easy as that. Now, I've already got a video on how to set the valve lash, and I'll put that in a link. And I'm going to get going on this. I'm going to torque this down, but I'm not going to record it because it's just exactly what I told you. But hopefully we'll get this back together in the next day or two. I'm just kind of putzing along on it. I got a lot of stuff going on. With the weather breaking, I'm doing a lot outside in the garden and the yard and trying to work on the outside of the house a little bit. So I come in here when it rains or at night or whatever, you know. Alright guys, that's about it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys real quick while I was doing this. And if it was at least the least bit helpful, do me a favor. Give me a good old thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel, the algorithm, and all that good stuff. Kind of motivates me to make more videos like this and all the other ones. And we're going to do a shop time video in a minute here. And that's pretty much it. I appreciate every last one of you guys, and we will see you soon.